Alright, if I say good game with nature's rhythm, chat, do you think they'll concede? They didn't concede! No! They didn't concede, chat. Oh my god. I'm in shambles. Okay, that's just game then. That was my out. That was my out. Alright, I could put Craterhoof in here. Okay. Oh, that was a... well, one of the better draws, I guess. Well, that's not going to show up. What about you? This looks like, as given my hand, this looks useful, so... okay. I mean, I'm gonna block. Let's play this, because it only does one thing. This could randomly potentially do more than that. Opponent has what appears to be removal anyways. Though killing this 1/1 seems a bit useless. Invasion. No, we just want to play this and start doing other things. I can play O'Hare. I can play Nissa. Bitter... no, there's black removal, right? It's like Bitter Blossom and some other cards that are problematic here. O'Hare does block, but so does a giant token. Alright, so no more Nissa. Oh wow, they took Invasion just so quickly. That is a bit peculiar. What do we take from that? I feel like I would have taken Nissa 6 days a week there, but alright. My opponent did not take Nissa. That's very strange. This is duress, right? Yeah, you can duress this. They took this so quickly. Why did they do that? I don't know. I'm sure there's a kill spell for Nissa, but it leaves behind a token that blocks that you also have to kill. Which is why I just want to take the Nissa. There has to be a removal spell for it, because otherwise you wouldn't let me keep it. So it's like Bitter Blossom's the only one I can think of. I don't know what else is in Standard. Oh. Okay, well, I wasn't expecting that. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was not on my, my bingo card there. Alright, well, my commander is actually castable. Things are happening, chat. Things are getting done. Do we play it? What do I have left? The problem is I don't have a good follow-up. That's, like, really sad. We should probably play something else, then. I think another large threat is actually okay here, and I'm going to do it. Because if this dies, I get a land, and that also helps, so this works out. But I wouldn't say playing this last turn was wrong. If I keep my opponent stuck at casting literally nothing but removal, maybe their commander struggles to pull ahead. There is a 2-mana removal spell we know about. I don't know which one it is. Well, that certainly wasn't it. Okay. They also just gave up swinging at Nissa? Why would you do that? Chat, I am confused. So... my opponent has given me the opportunity to swing like this, and I'm going to use it. They didn't even block, so that's kind of cool. I could get Aftermath Analyst, actually. No, let's just put the Warden in play. I think that's fine. Alright, so we play this. We play this. Oh, wait, I can't do that. We play this. I kind of see how this deck would run a board wipe, because it's Sephiroth, but I also can see why it might struggle to sweep its own board and then recover after. It's not like it's Liliana the Veil, so... There it is. Alright, there's the 2-minute instant. And they killed what I would probably have not killed. Probably was maybe one of the last things I would have targeted there, but I don't know. Maybe it makes sense. I feel like I'm always killing the largest thing in play. Feels kind of bad, though, because I can recast this. Maybe the Warden. I don't know if I would kill this. I can just flip it as well. Maybe there's just nothing good to kill. Could just be that. That's the case. We're not close to this Nissa. And I can't... There's nothing to minus... Unless I want to, like, draw a card, right? Okay, they didn't swing. Let's just play this. I think this is the first time I've actually put this in play. It's pretty cool. I think more stats is better. I don't want to present a bunch of tokens and stuff and then have my opponent just like endlessly blow them up. And I will flip this back. Alright, so... They've... I don't think I'm going to swing. Can I? I wouldn't say I lose if it goes poorly for me to swing. It doesn't have trample, and getting rid of a 1/1 is like the ugliest thing in the world. Yeah, we're gonna just pass. I think I'll just end up killing my opponent at some point with the Nissa anyways. So maybe swinging here is just not super relevant. Shield Druid will not kill me, but it comes close. I lose 3 life a turn because of the Blight Priest. Can I do anything about that? No. Alright, we have a bajillion lands. Maybe I'll make tokens now. Alright, my opponent basically has like 1 turn to do something here. So, if I swing all out, are they just dead? I feel like math is for blockers, and I'm going to swing all out, because I think this is actually just basically lights out. The ideal thing is, even if they survive the attack, most of their creatures that are important die in this attack. If I did napkin math efficiently enough. I don't think there's a reason to just wait it out for the Nissa. Could top deck a really good card and get blown out. Alright, yeah, I really just want the Shield Druid to go away, is the main thing. Yeah, this also has trample, this 10/10, which is another reason to actually swing this turn, so... I think they didn't even... Did they? Wow. Wow. Well played, opponent. Well played. They put themselves to 1. Well played. Alright, yep. Close. Close. All the death triggers. Yeah, I think it was right to swing there. I think it was right to swing there. Because it probably could have also swung with the 8/8 last turn. I can't remember now. I'm getting old. I'm getting old and cranky. Alright, Opponent has a 1-mana burn spell. Good to know about. Looks like it's creature exclusive. I'd like a land. I also kind of like this. Can I do this? What does this look like? What does this look like? This doesn't look right. No, this doesn't look right. But I want the land. Okay, we're going to do that. Because next turn, I am most likely going to play something that would just get rid of this. So, alright, opponent's got a thing. They got one of the few red ramp spells, which automatically puts it in one of the in the top 5 cards of your deck. My humble onions. When this attacks alone, it gets a double strike. When it deals combat damage, you may cast target instant or sorcery from the river. So, can I cast my commander fast enough to block this turn? Nope. I should play more stuff. Yep. Kinda sad. Kind of a really sad turn. But hey, if they kill my stuff, I can play an 8/8, and then maybe they actually can't swing? And we're getting somewhere? Like, I can actually just legitimately block with all of my stuff. I don't think I'm going to do that, though. I'm just going to block with 1. Because this buys me, like, you know, over the course of whatever, the most time, I think. They actually just didn't use it, so that's a pretty nice, nice thing. Alright, that's a problem. That's a huge problem, actually. Oh, wait, I found a huge answer. They didn't kill my 2/2. I thought my mana dork was dead. Alright. In my head, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not tapping on this. Because we knew about a 1-mana burn spell, but they didn't cast it, so... Alright. What do you do about an 8/8? What do you do about an 8/8 Mr. Mono Red? Mr. Cypher... Almsey? Almasi? Almacy? I don't know. A braid? Okay. Sure. I will take an abrade, by all means. Okay, that's a thing, yep. That is a thing my opponent has done. We still know about this 1-mana burn spell. So, I mean, this was not an instant. Yeah, it's not an instant. I think I still block the Bone Horde. I don't know what they're gonna do, though, to be honest. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna block that. I don't think I'm dead, right? This doesn't kill me. This does not kill me, so... Look at that! Oh my goodness. Okay, I at no point expected this to ever come up, but it is immune. I did not expect that part to matter. That's pretty nice. But yeah, this doesn't kill it in first strike damage because it can't take combat damage. And then we just take, what is this, 22 minus 8? We take 14. This dies, and then this can't swing. They can sit behind the Bone Horde for like 10 years, though. But that's maybe not super true. It's not like I'm doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing in that all that time, but yep, nice. Get stonewalled by the giant 8/8. Oh, it blocks 16 damage? You're right. I'm only taking 6. You are correct. You are correct. How many cards have that text box? Vigor? Does Vigor read like that? I think Vigor reads like that. How did you type half of the word nice and then type nice? That's weird. You even spaced it out. That's really weird. Oh, I forgot Arcane Signet. Chat. Let it be known, we haven't drawn a single card off this yet. Let it be known. I'm saying it now. Hasn't happened. Hasn't done anything yet. I'm saying it. Can't say I didn't say it. I said it. Shoot, maybe this wasn't the best hand. Yeah, well. It is what it is. Let's respect Spell Pierce for no reason. I feel like if they countered this, I'd be really happy. They didn't counter it. Okay. Oh, why would you counter it when you just have your own? Yep. Nothing I can do about that. Congratulations. What's my next turn looking like? I can cast Gulta? Wait, no. I need 6 minutes to do that. Doesn't work. A bit unorthodox, in my opinion, to do that, but I guess it makes sense when you want to also draw cards. I guess. Still feels a bit odd, though. I mean, it is what it is. So, I'm always playing this. And I'm just not... Oh, well, I think I should play the Up the Beanstalk. And not care about my Fairy Mastermind opponent. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, because doing this seems very good. And it outweighs whatever my opponent thinks they're going to be getting away with here. Alright, so we have the stats, and some of it has trample. But my opponent's flooded with combat tricks, I'm sure. Alright, get completely trampled. Get completely schmeeded. We found what it's good at. We found its best case. Just constantly vomiting out Cavernous Souls. But again, I think Cavernous Souls just stops blue decks from going crazy innately, so you're not poised to try to put it in play constantly, right? Because the blue players just have to, in standard, just... Oh, come on! Oh, I hate you so much, Lineworlds. I actually hate you. I wish you weren't here. I like Dad more. Okay, I feel way less upset that they killed it. Yep, let's play this. Let's get, you. Still sizably upset if I don't draw land, but not, like, Sudoku ending levels of upset. It's weird how many times people think about their commander turn as if, like, this isn't something they think they should or shouldn't do. Alright, I'm gonna gamble. I'm just gonna gamble. I'm in a gambling mood. Let's gamble. Alright, I gambled and I lost. Tragic. Thought it was worth it. The payoff is pretty sizable. Just didn't get there. Well, that's certainly not a good thing to plus here. It's also a really bad thing to minus, I feel. Oh, they did minus it, okay. Not the scariest I've seen Liliana the Veil, but, I mean, Liliana the Veil is just better than this, in my opinion. Okay, I didn't draw a land again. Let's just actually play lands and have a chance to actually draw one. We did. Alright, I can cast my commander. You would have done Overlord? Maybe. Maybe. I really just wanted to gamble. Could have played the Raccoon. And then Overlord it with Beanstalk after. Okay, so what do I expect to not do anything here? Probably the Bramble Familiar? Maybe Thrun. Thrun doesn't look too good with Liliana the Veil, right? Yeah, that doesn't look good at all. My opponent's playing Massacre Worm. Wow. That's pretty deep, isn't it? Feels like that's really deep. I am feeling significantly behind, though. that does not fundamentally help me catch up. So I can play this. I think I'm going to play this for... Jeez. Everything is just miserable here. Alright, well, if this dies, I can basically cast it infinitely, so... guess I'll just start here. Alright, we did draw a land. That's kind of what I wanted. I'm going to go to combat, see what happens. Dang it, they didn't kill it. Could have actually, I think, cast it twice. Does it? It returns tapped. Okay, so I don't want to get Terramorphic Expanse then. Oh my goodness, my mono black opponent had removal? Oh my goodness. So, Nissa, well, as it stands, isn't too scary. I would also cash in the Liliana here, I think. I think that's a pretty good idea. They're looking for some kind of gas here. Oh, okay, that also just kind of lets you do your thing. Massacre Worm in hand, which is a problem when it comes to not dying. We play this first. I don't really like Bramble Familiar. I also don't really like Nissa here. Yeah, we just play this first. I mean, they're running out of steam, but I'm not capitalizing on it, really. I gotta play as many cards as possible, I think. Let's just play this. Yeah, I just gotta put things in play. Although the Massacre Worm with 2/2/2s is probably just really stupid. Yeah, that is stupid, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, looks like I'm not playing this. Okay. I didn't expect Massacre Worm to actually do anything, but yeah, I can't actually put more stuff in play now. That would probably be a bad idea. Alright, it looks like missing the land drop is starting to really... That one extra turn of falling behind is catching up with us now. You can kind of see it. I don't know, maybe the mono black deck runs out of kill spells. Alright, they drew a land for the turn. They actually just cast that. What's in my graveyard? Defiler and Thrun. Thrun is annoying. I think I should genuinely full... Wait, are they just dead? Hold on, chat. Are they just dead? There are 11 lands. Okay, there are 12. Someone do math for me. I'm always casting this, so I'm just going to show it to my opponent and see what they do. 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, 7, 8, 9, 10. 20? Alright. And my opponent can still play... I don't want to play anything because of Massacre Worm. I don't want to play anything because Massacre Worm. Okay. Their commander is in the graveyard, and there's not... I don't think Defiler from my graveyard's big enough. Alright, they actually did get their commander. I was wondering if they were going to do that. Yeah, I can't play another 2/2. I don't have Crater Hoof or anything like that for invasion. Okay, well. Silly me, expecting the mono-black aggro deck to have board wipes. Such a goofy thing for me to think about, huh? Alright, well, play this. I can surprise my opponent with Garruk's Uprising. I guess I will. Let's play this. Let's play... That would essentially kill me. That would also kill me. I don't think there's anything I can find here. I don't think there's anything I should put in play. What's in my graveyard? Nothing. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I should do with this card. Oh, wait, Analyst. Okay. Alright. Their commander's still dead, so they can steal a big creature, but then they can't, like, use their commander, so... There's no land in hand either, that we know about. Whatever this card is, it's just not a land. Yep, they finally got the Defiler, which means they do not have access to their commander. Okay. I was almost dead if they actually stole my... If they put their commander in play, I feel like I would have almost just straight up died. That's weird. Okay, let's blow up the problem card. I can sack... If I sack that, how many lands do I get? A bunch? Should probably do that then, right? I could also swing with the O'Hare. But if they don't block, I put myself in a position to, like, almost lose if it goes wrong. What do I got this? Oh yeah, we could do this. That's a favorable trade. Really of any juncture, in my opinion, so... Alright, I mean, this just gives me an 8/8. Yeah, I'm gonna do it on their turn. And pass. Alright, there's a Massacre Word. We sack this in response. Block here? No. So if I block like this, what happens? I take 1, 2, 3, 4. If I block like this, what happens? I take 3, this dies, and then I die. So, block like this, and this, what happens? I take 4, and nothing dies on my side. Alright. So, how do I win? Just attack? Oh, right, yeah, okay, you're right, okay. Okay, alright. Let's just put this somewhere that doesn't matter too much, and it's like... I don't think there's anything, yeah, alright. I don't think there's anything that could go wrong if I started to just, like, cast my spells before I swung, but that is lethal in the attack, right? So close. Ugh. To be fair, I wouldn't have conceded either, but still. It's not fair. Why don't people just give up? Why don't you just give up? It's not fair. What does this do? I didn't even read it. When it attacks, you put things on it and stuff happens, counter things. Alright, cool. So some sort of like super ultra hyper synergy deck. Yep. Do I block? Nope. I feel as though Vivian Reed's minus is just the most miserable thing for this opponent, but I don't have a safe putting it in play in this scenario, so let's just play a 6/5. The problem is their removal doesn't kill my cards. Maybe Defiler was better, because if it gets pacified, I actually have a really good text box to play with. That might have made more sense, actually. Playing against specifically pacify effects. Because there's no, like, Swords of Plowshares or anything, right? Okay, they actually did have a destroy card, so we made the right choice without realizing it. Look at that. Still think I'm kind of losing, but, well. I'm sure there'll be a scenario in which I get to actually cast stuff and have it matter. Let's do this and kill the 3/3 so I stop losing to it. And pass. They might have O-rings? Yeah. That would fall under the enchantment department of whatever White's doing. And other creatures you control, stuff happens. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and exile that so we can stop, again, losing to it. Wait, what? Alright, I didn't expect to untap with Vivian. Don't know if that matters too much, but I guess I am untapping with it. Interesting, I don't know why they didn't, unless I'm confused about something. Let's play the old plus. I wish Vivian Reed milled. I'd be so much happier. So we play this. And we just sort of like pray to the Nine Divine that this does what I want it to. Decline. Alright, not enough. Not enough. A little too late for that, but maybe it isn't. Maybe it isn't. And I guess I'll go again? It does cycle itself. I have enough mana to have it not matter. Alright, I lost a blocker. Oh wait, they didn't. This deals damage to target creature and opponent controls. Okay. Alright, maybe we stabilized. Unbelievable. Might have actually stabilized here. I think I should kill the flyer, because if I don't, I could actually, like, lose to it. And that would be unfortunate. But I do have an infinitely spammable reach 8/8 that they have to kill, so maybe I don't have to get rid of Vivian. I'm gonna greed it. I'm gonna greed it. Oh, I mean, who doesn't like a Gulta? And I can actually swing, too. My opponent's at 53, but that doesn't matter. Life's total could be at 100. Doesn't have too much meaning. How many lands are in the graveyard? Just 2? Okay, they didn't Parting Gust Gulta. So, Craterhoof is not lethal when your opponent's at 500 trillion. That's pretty good. Is that good too? I think having another giant thing is better. And boop. So I lose the analyst, but I don't want to reanimate my lands anyways, because I want to keep my diamond cheap. Look, at least I'll just complain about losing, but I won't rope out. I won't throw my phone across the room. Tragic. Alright, yep. Get totally schmeeded. Sure. Yeah, I think they're just playing that commander because it's like an act of treason after you play out a bunch of stuff. It's probably the only way to play it too because it costs 5 and doesn't do anything before that part. So we can hold that card. Chat, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I probably made a mistake that's so bad I lost. I didn't go 2 and a 4. That was probably one of the greatest mistakes I could have made. There's a lot of green-white aggro going on. What is that? Yeah, I should have played this last turn. I should be playing this turn. It probably just cost me the game. That was a huge mistake. Well, if I draw a land, maybe we're back in it. But we'll see. I need to draw a land. Okay, calm down. It's not what I wanted. But I'll take it. Oh, okay, not great, but it is what it is. Not great. I didn't get another land. If I actually didn't block, this would be in the graveyard. Blocking was a... I got too many lands. I think I have to block this. So I should. So land, cracking this as mana neutral for my commander. And play my commander and kill the counter, 1/1 counter spamming card. Or do I cast Gulta? No, I have to kill this 4/4. It's going to outscale my commander. And that's a huge problem. Alright, we might recover from our miss... we accidentally played a tap land, but it looks like we don't have historic Brawl level of blitzing to get super punished for it. At this point, I can probably just sort of take my time. Oh, that was a really good draw. That was a profoundly good draw, actually. Wow. Oh, hey, look, it's Craterhoof. Okay, now we can just take our time. Kill our opponent next turn. Well, I highly doubt there's some kind of ramp spell. Yeah, I was about to say. The Mossborn Hydra could be kind of crazy. Should we play this? Wow, my opponent conceded without the Craterhoof Behemoth. I've been a bit slow. I keep saying that. It keeps happening. Oh, hey, it's Ujin in Standard. Alright, well, unfortunately, I don't have a good, like, way to stop it from doing things. But, I don't know. Is it beatable? I feel like it maybe it is? Maybe it's not just like an instant loss. Station my spacecraft? I have no idea what that means. So we play the mill cards, right? Yeah, we play the mill cards. I don't know if up the beanstalk is what I want to do. And I think I will take the land out of the graveyard here. Okay, so we play this, and then we try to race our opponent down. They could have, like, Get Lost or something. They did play a Plains. You think we're faster than Ujin for sure? Alright. Your words, not mine. Your words, not mine. They are almost dead to the Hydra. So they're going to have to do something about that. Blitz Ball. That's adorable. Brand Spider. Also kind of adorable. Well, you know what? If it wasn't specifically for Mossborn Hydra, we were not fast enough. If it wasn't specifically for Mossborn Hydra, we were not fast enough. Let it be known. I'm going to play this instead of Gulta because it gets a land and then that just... I mean, we win 6 Ways of Sunday here. Alright. Again, if it wasn't for the Hydra, my opponent was going to cast Ujin, and then we're going to start losing permanents for days. So I don't know if we're actually fast enough. If we can play, like, with Beanstalk drawing cards and replacing threats, could try to slowly outpace them exiling 2 to 3 things. Oh no, they can exile Beanstalk. They can just exile Beanstalk, never mind. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's weird to say I'm not fast enough after having just hit my opponent for 64. But, if this is the only card in my deck that probably lets me get away with that. Alright. Ooh, well, let's do that. Is this better than an actual Menadork? I don't think so. I can play this later, this is kind of the thing. Really? Huh. Wow. I feel like I'm not doing that. That makes me kind of want to play this. I'm actually going to play this now. Okay, they made up their mind. I was thinking probably just play this, but they made that decision easier. Okay, so double spaghetti. I think I'll pick up a land with both... Oh, I didn't get a land that time. Rip. Fair enough. So, outside of removal, Glissa can't actually attack me. You must have removal. This is indestructible? No? Chat, should I just block this? Did my opponent just give me the option to kill their... What? I'm understanding this right? Okay, they just gave me a land destruction spell. That's insane. That's just completely insane. Alright, so play this first? Oh, well, they're tapped out. It doesn't matter. Well, if it doesn't matter, why am I thinking about it? Alright, so again, removal or you're not ever hitting me. And it needs to be repeated removal. You can't just do it once. Alright, so no attack. And they killed my Manadork. Very interesting. I will absolutely, unequivocally swing. What do you got? Oh look, it's removal. No way. Alright, removal spell number 2. Let's play... Can I play 2 things? No. I should probably play this anyways, because it stops them from attacking me, and that feels worth... I could also draw something. Okay, I didn't actually really draw anything. I'm not going to play this. Alright, yeah, it feels kind of ugly to do this, but it stops Glissa from hitting me, and that seems significant, so... They get a tapped land. Alright. That is not a removal spell. Are we out of removal spells, chat? Oh no. What happened? Opponent ran out of removal spells. I'm going to play 2 things this turn, because that's better than 1 thing. Alright, that can find removal. That also probably takes out my Vivian. It has to take Vivian. Okay. That works out. Because I kind of want the O'Hare. It just has to take Vivian. Oh my... Whoa! Okay. Today you learned 2 is greater than 1? Correct. Chat. I just got, like... Vivian. I have Vivian Reed. So we can't really swing too well, but we can also swing pretty decent. And I'll take pretty decent instead of too well, so. I feel like staring at my opponent is... I think I could actually stare at my opponent, but I don't have to. Okay. Well, I'm just going to not let you do that. Go ahead and mill a card. Hopefully it's not a game changer. Alright. Shieldred. I'll probably just get rid of this. Because I have a bajillion damage in play my opponent hasn't addressed. Let's play this. What do I play? What do I play? Probably Thrun. Draw off the Garruk's Noodle Rising. And their thing is tapped. So, bloop. 20. I don't know about that, opponent. You probably needed to block with Shieldred. Yep, you needed to block with Shieldred. But, yeah, even still, then this is gone, and... Yeah, I mean, this is... one of the only cards in the game, I think, really just stops the first strike death touch. So, I would say where we started, well, I guess where we started was actually Historic Brawl, and we moved into Standard Brawl. In Historic, you have a ton of ways to actually get this into play very quickly, I would argue. Now, some of the cards that get this into play quickly are not very good themselves, right? Like you're playing, I don't know, this. Like, this card isn't great. But if you are interested in putting this into play faster, if not as fast as Galta, it's totally possible. However, you're playing in Historic Brawl, which is basically timeless, right? Historic Brawl is timeless. That's what the format almost feels like, almost on to a 1-to-1. If you get hit with Mana Drain, you just lose, right? You played it, what is this, a 9 mana card? You just got Mana Drain for 9, even though you cast it for 2, kind of like Galta. And you just lose the game. If you get any early pressure from an aggro deck, you're probably not going to stabilize with like this in the command zone coming out on turn 4, or turn 3 even, although it's probably not ever showing up turn 3. So good luck with that. But... oh, and also, like, control decks don't care about this. Anything with sweepers doesn't care. It dies to all removal. It is an artifact, so it also dies to naturalize effects. A Braid can kill it, which is hilarious. So it isn't really viable in Historic Brawl. It also is pitted against everything. It is not weighted in a lower bracket, probably because it's a new card. So it's just all over the place. Like, the first opponent we played against was the one that I'm like, oh, well, we won't see Eureka's, right? And then the first opponent was Eureka, and then, we lost turn 0. So you cannot play this in Historic Brawl. I'm just going to say that full stop. Now, that's not really probably a surprise to most people. It's just like some random uncommon. But it has, surprising things it can do. Moved over to Standard, and in Standard it was way more successful. To start, it really wasn't that exciting. But as we had finagled the deck list around, it actually started to do something. And once it started to do things, when the deck list kind of let it do its thing and also not like choke out the actual deck list, just trying to race this into play, is actually pretty decent. It's not as good as probably in Standard. I don't know if Tifa Lockhart can do the thing where she smashes you for like 5,000 on turn 5 or whatever. I don't know if she can do that in Standard. Wouldn't surprise me, but I didn't see Tifa in Standard, so maybe people don't think that's the case. Who knows? The problem with Standard is the removal is still there. It did not seem as egregious as it was, but I believe all the removal spells that were around when I had played Standard last time... How do you... Ugh, that thing. Like, we didn't lose... Yeah, it doesn't look like we did. We didn't lose any of the sets that come with a ton of actually, like, playable removal. And Foundations is now in the... Well, I can't really see green cards, but Foundations is now in Standard. I don't think Foundations was around last time I played Standard Brawl. If it was, I don't remember. It did bring with it a ton of things that deal with this kind of strategy. A ton of cards that just don't care about your 8/8, your 2-mana 8/8. The removal is just so incredibly egregious, and it's all over the place. But if you can tolerate that, then I guess I can recommend this as some kind of mono-green strategy. It's not bad. It does kind of do that thing, and it felt like I wanted it even sooner than I had it. Like, the Craterhoof wasn't in here to start. But green decks in Standard do kind of all sort of spearhead into, like, if I didn't kill you with a bunch of, like, random things I'm swinging with, like 6/6s and 8/8s or whatever, if that's not killing you, then you just start to spearhead into just finding Craterhoof, and you stare at each other until one of you has this, right? Assuming your opponent also has a green deck staring at you. There's not a ton of strategies that are going to stare back at you and not have a way to, like, turn the game around, or whatever. Like, if even the Sephiroth, the mono-black Sephiroth deck, can sort of dodge combat to kill you over the top with, like, its life-stealing and the pinging and all that jazz. It does sort of involve swinging with something to some degree still, but sometimes it doesn't. Or whatever they're swinging with is, like, sort of unblockable or something weird. But I did lose to Sephiroth more... No, I think it was 50-50. Like, we won as much as we lost against it, but that matchup specifically is one of them where you can kind of stare at each other, and maybe you're not swinging, because if you swing, then they swing back, and then their swing back is too punishing, so you can't swing in the first place, even though you're doing more damage with your swing, and you're, all that jazz, but, like, they're still going to outrace you. It's better to block. But in that scenario, Craterhoof just is your out, right? You just cast it, and there's a bunch of different ways to find it, right? You have Nature's Rhythm, you have Invasion, you have Archdruid's Charm, you have technically Vorn Collects can flip into it, not maybe at the most ideal time. Nissa's a bit similar, and just casting it out of hand instead of finding it, but it's kind of similar where, like, you just play your forest, you play your lands, and then eventually in a gummed up board, you just play this, and then boom, you explode and win. Super overruns are It's kind of nice, I would say. It's pretty satisfying to have, like, your mono green win condition or just your green-based deck, which is every deck that has green in it. It just becomes a green deck with other colors. Your win condition's just a super overrun. It's kind of nice, right? In a world where the actual card overrun probably isn't good ever. It's kind of cool to have that card text effect be a game-changing, like, game-winning strategy in green. And it's cool to see it here. But it could get a bit old, right? How many games do you want to have Craterhoof just win the game for you? Now, to be fair, that didn't happen every single game. I think it actually happened way less than half of the games, but it is just one of those things that you're going to cast and probably win a bunch, right? Just because it's in your deck. So I would say that's probably a staple in at least Standard. In Historic, probably not. You probably don't need Craterhoof Behemoth. Not to say that, you just might as well, but you don't really need it. Green can just cast March of the Ents and that other one that, like, seeks 8 creatures, because this thing is an 8/8, and then just puts them in play, like March of the Ents and the Seek one, and whatever Mythweaver Pock likes. I'm trying to say, I don't know the words. I don't know the names of them. Are things you could play with this in Historic Brawl and be like, hey, I did it. But again, you're playing Historic Brawl. You are not going to do that because your opponents are going to kill you way before you get to do that. And by kill you, I mean just either stop you or not care about what you're doing. Because what they're doing is, like, legacy level stuff, and you're playing, like, standard draft nonsense. So, but in Standard, I liked it. It was fun. We got to a point where it felt good. I liked all the mill. It didn't seem like these cards were bad. At first, I'm like, oh, these are not great. Just milling cards and then not doing anything. Discounting this. But I could somewhat utilize the lands out of the graveyard. You had, like, Turtle, Lumra, the Archivist thing. Analyst. I keep calling this an Archaeologist or an Archivist. I don't know why. The Analyst and stuff. I think that's really all there is to it. I actually never played Summon Fenrir, which is funny. Just, at no point was this in play. But it is a rampant growth that is on a permanent. So when it's done existing, you get another card in your graveyard for this. And this, where are you? Spring Bloom Druid does sort of ramp you for 3 because a permanent in your graveyard discounts this here. So there's some pretty cool synergies with this. But the all-in cards that do literally nothing but mill you feel kind of miserable just to discount this. That's like not... That seemed like the least productive thing we could have done, and they seem like the worst cards we were playing. And when we started taking them out, our deck got better. So, like this card. Like, oh, look at this. Look at all the stuff it's doing. But, I'd rather this be something... And you know what? That actually looks like a Warhammer 40k art, doesn't it? It looks like a Warhammer robot thing. And those are little dudes on the trunk of the tree, like, cheering it on. Looks like a Warhammer art. Anyways. So, yeah. It's cool. It's fun when it works. You can get some people good, right? First strike, death touch, double strike, a giant, I don't know, 10-5 or something. You're just always winning combat. So that's pretty cool. It came out more than I thought it would. Right? You can completely brick wall an aggro deck. Assuming that aggro deck isn't just vomiting out removal. Because it's standard. But yeah, when it works, it's pretty fun. You just have to find those games. And you're only going to find them in standard. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.